Okay, everyone, it's week 4 of quarantine. Safe to say that I have a lot of time on my hands. I wanted to make a video and show you guys how to cut your own hair in case, your hair is in bad shape and the barbershops are obviously closed. So what I use 2 different Andis machines. I have this regular Andis that I got on Amazon and the Andis Fader. It's a little more money, but it definitely gets the job done. Especially if you don't know how to fade too good. It has the different levels that I recommend. So cutting your hair isn't easy. Definitely had to cut a couple baldies in my time before I got to pretty good. I'm not gonna say I'm a pro or anything, but with time you do get better. I always start off doing the back. It's definitely the hardest part of the haircut. I stole this mirror behind me from Cindy's closet. So if you have any type of mirror for the back, I do recommend. I also have a handy hand mirror. All right, every time again it's a little nerve-wracking, but you get through it. So again, I start off in the back, making my lines. It's gonna be the hardest part. I definitely think this takes the most time. I'm gonna venture off to all the mirrors whenever I can get a closer look. Try to brush the hair down as much as possible. Let's see here. Times like this where I wish I was ambidextrous. I try to keep my mouth closed when I do this. This isn't going to be perfect, but I'm going to shave it down so not bad for the first time. Just gonna fix it up a little bit more. You want to get eyes in the back of our heads? Alright, that's looking like it's the best it's gonna get. Could just call it a day there, not like I'm gonna see too many people. Now I move on to my Andis Fader. Fade Master. So I start off with the 1 at the smallest setting. This is second hardest part, because the rest of the haircut is going to follow this line that I'm making originally. Again, lots of mirrors. Try to get as much hair as you can in your sink so you don't have to clean up too much after. Depending on the shape of your head, I unfortunately have a big head, will determine the type of line you're going to have to make. How high up you want your fade to go. And the ear is always the hardest, because I don't have someone holding down my ear for me. I used to tape it down, but that got pretty annoying. I'm going to try to do this as fast as possible so it's not the longest video in the world. Okay. So it's super uneven now. Now you just go in and even it out. I'm not going to fade up too high today. Good thing about having blonde hair is I'd say it's easier to fade because I have natural highlights to help out, so we're still having told. Let's see how great of a job this is. So it's a little higher on my right side. Try to pass through it as much as possible. You always miss a few hairs. Okay, I don't know. How's it look on your side, guys? Okay, just a little more. Wish I didn't shake it much. I swear, it's like doctors and barbers must have the most steadiest hands in the world. Alright. Not bad. I'll take it. Clean off a little bit here and there. Because if Sydney found hair on the floor, I'd probably get yelled at for it. So then I move the fader all the way to the widest. Then I make a second line. I usually do about a half an inch higher. Yeah, I'll show you why later. So right here I can just see it with my eye. I've noticed as you go higher, it gets easier because the hair then starts to blend in. That first 2 lines that you make, it really determine the rest of the haircut. I usually brush this part of the way, I'm not trying to trim anything off the top. Looks great. Okay. Brush it down so we have it even all around. We'll get this out of here. Get my Elvis Presley going on. Okay, it's not even at all. Got a little bed head in the back, that really helped me out. Wish his sink wasn't in the way, I'd get a lot closer. Better view. It's extremely hot in my bathroom. Alright. Alright, good stuff. That's good enough. So now in between where I did the smallest number 1, or the closed, and the widest, the good thing about this machine, the fader, it locks in place. So now I go in the middle of number 1 and just fade out the differences between my first 2 lines. I do a little curve, so this way I won't mess up the second line that I just made. Sorry if I keep blocking my face. That's a haircut video. You want to do just the 2 lines, you know, back. You probably can't see, but it does start to blend in and fade up there. It looks like I went a little too high on this side to this side, so I'm just gonna go back to the big open. I think it's open. Number 1. And just heighten that up a little bit. I don't want to be uneven. Okay. Back down to my mid. And go back to fade. Whew. I personally never start off with 0 because if I mess up, then the end result has to be a 0 all around. So I never want it down. Let me just turn this one. Have my makeshift phone stand here. Okay, so now it's going to be a 2. And then we start off with the 1 closed. We're going to do 2 open all the way wide. Again, about an inch up. I guess that's an inch. As I taper to the back, it starts becoming a little more than an inch. There's more space in the back of my head and on the sides of my head. Yeah, not bad for my first go around. So now that we started at the open 2, we're going to do a closed 2. Just fade out the difference between my open number 1 and the... Just fade in between now with the closed 2. That's if you have the Enhanced machine. And the open number 1. I hope that made sense. So essentially between every number clipper, you're going to want to do, your initial line or fade. Then the next number up, and you're going to meet in the middle of those 2 so that it fades in. That's why I really like this machine, because it'll hold it in place for you. My old clippers, I used to have to tape the handlebar, either open or close. And I was running out of tape. This machine costs, I think, around $100. If you cut your hair 5 times, which I know us guys will either get it twice a month or once a week. It'll pay for itself once you got the routine down. Solid investment. I'm spending about $1,000 a year in haircuts. No, disrespect to barbers or anything. I'll never cut my hair as good as a barber would, but I had 3 barbers retire on me. So I was getting kind of tired of looking for a new barber I can trust. Sometimes when you want to get things done, you just do it yourself. So now that we had the open and close, we're done with the number 2, but we're going to bring it back. Right? Yeah. So brush all the hair over because I don't want to cut any of my top hair off or mess up the line that I have going on. Because inevitably you start pushing that line farther up. So you want to make sure you don't do that. So it's going to be an open 3. I don't need a mirror for this part, I can see it here. Cindy always gets mad at me because my haircuts take so long. I always tell her I do it, very rarely. Takes less time. You get ready with your makeup. I'll never understand it. Okay. Got time to do it. May not look like it, but there's hair all over the place. Cleanup's always the best part. Yeah, I'm flipping out so I don't catch any hairs I don't want to catch. As you can look at it, I don't think I'm going to need the 2 anymore. Getting close through, get the job done now. Going all the way up here because my hair is so long on the top and it just covers out. Okay. Now again, this hair's in the way. Good thing about having long hair on the top, if you do mess up on this side, you can just, cover it with the long hair. Again, I think I go up pretty high. I want to thank all the barbers out there that put up how-to videos before I did this. Hard part was finding someone with the same hair as me. Okay. Now that I ended with my 3, hair's looking crazy. We're going to do a close 3 so I can fade where the 2 and the 3 meet. This is where it gets hard for me. I'm colorblind, I can't see the difference, so I just remember where my line was, and I go from there. Get into fade so it doesn't have to be precise. There's my little mohawk going on. Not bad. Gotta say, I think this is the quickest I've ever done it. Now I do the beard though, you have a beard, that's cool. If you don't, sorry. I like my beard too. Grows so fast anyways. I'll show you guys an end result later after I clean all this hair off of me.